No, looks like it's a whole floor or more. Yeah, I don't think we've ever gotten the shade stone from one of those things, like the tree sprouter things. Chopperite increases starting affinity, increases max affinity. Well then. Time to backtrack. Attacks that hit generate a large amount of affinity, but taking damage loses a large amount of affinity. This could be bad for us. We know we can't go that way. So it seems that in order for us to lose affinity from this precept, we actually have to take damage from the attack. So 0 damage attacks don't really affect us. Which is very good. Those little guys were the thing that I was the most worried about. Oh, has this place been making this sound the entire time, and I've just not been noticing it? Or is this new? Just you and me. Really? Come on, guys. Yep.
世界を変えるか変化には敏感になる
Nice. And that, and again, after all this time, that is the only time in this entire game that I've noticed that the shadows actually show up on the map. I've always meant to check that, and I only now saw it by happenstance. Let's start backtracking from here.
世界渡りするぞ。変化には敏どう戦うかは総合的に判断すべきだ。
Or perhaps not. Hopefully the site leader is just in that room right there. Yep. Not actually any bigger than the regular one.
世界渡りするぞ。世界渡り後はよく観察しろ。 そなたには期待している。 世界渡りするぞ。世界渡り後はよく観察しろ。
Let's see, if this is not the final dungeon in the game, then this area is unnecessarily large. Well, the final story dungeon. I'm sure, considering that the type of game this is, there probably is some kind of, like, secret, like, trying to think of a good analog. Like a super dungeon from other JRPGs. But like it doesn't have anything to do with the story, it's just something you do for a challenge. Oh, we got a new Dia weapon. Chevalier, epic, the beloved far shot of a legendary knight. Versatile, but especially suited for defense. You know, the ones that say, like, this is for defense, like, it never shows that it increases your defense. Even though it's a stat on the, like, when you're equipping something, like, it's a stat on the sheet that it shows there. How come nothing actually increases defense? Is that a bug? Like, are weapons supposed to increase or decrease defense depending on their parameters, and they just forgot to implement that part of the UI? I mean, not the UI, but to implement the scripting that updates the UI. You say we're close.
世界渡りするぞ。世界渡り号はよく観察。
I've been playing the Wolong demo a lot. Like, a lot. Like, I have, like, 14 hours in that demo. Like, just, you know, running through it with different, like, trying out different builds and stuff. And like, something that I started doing after watching Mortismo Gaming's review of that game is I've been specifically testing out spellcaster builds, because in his review, like, he said that spellcasting isn't viable as a build type in that game, and because I had only played the demo once once by that point, I just, like, I took him at it. I wanted to take him at his word for it, but, like, being that, you know, like, I've played so many, like, Souls-like type games, it felt odd for that particular archetype to just be left out of the build pool. Especially considering that in Wolong, like, you actually have specific, you know, spell skill trees, basically. So I just, you know, like, I've been, like, spending time leveling up in that demo, trying out all the different offensive spells, because, like, when I first ran through the demo, like, all the spells that I invested in were just for for the purpose of getting buffs for my build, whatever build I was running. So now, like, I've been like leveling up specifically to get defensive spells from each of the trees, and like spellcasting builds are definitely like unfortunately, Mortizo Gaming was absolutely incorrect about that. Spellcasting is very viable in that game. It's actually like a really interesting way to play. Because, I mean, obviously, if you were to just use the weapons, then you'd be doing, like, way more damage with attacks than you would by casting spells. But that's a very limited way to look at the, like, the caster archetype in that game. Because the way they do the spell casting in Wolong, like when you get attacked by something, if you hold the block button, then as long as you aren't, as long as it isn't a critical attack or the, or your stamina, like your spirit isn't all the way into the negative, then you will block the attack and you won't take any damage from a physical hit. But if you get attacked with an element, then you will still take damage even if you're blocking. And that isn't a like, oh, too bad, like, get good player, like, you have to put up with the enemies being able to, overwhelm you if you try to rely on guarding. Like, it's not like that because they are bound by the same rules. So if you choose to do like a spellcasting build and focus on using the spells as your means of offense, then you are able to kill enemies quite reliably without having to think, without having to put in the same effort as if you were trying to fight them normally. So, so you don't, you don't have to do the whole, like, holding on to block, waiting for them to unleash their attack so you can deflect them and, and counter. Like, you can just keep going. Like, as long, like, I mean, eventually, like, you'll get all the way into negative in spirit and you won't be able to cast spells anymore. But eventually, like, your spirit will start moving back into the positive and you can keep casting your spells. And because there's such an interesting variety in spell attacks in that game, like, you can really, like, go for a while without having to worry about like, without worrying about that type of playstyle being, like, overwhelmed by enemy tactics and stuff. Again, like, as long as you are trying to play smart, you will be able to get by just as well as someone who's trying to play it like a, like they're like a super martial artist who, is doing all of the weapons art stuff. Yeah. Really? All of that was to get here? Why? I am upset. Okay. Whatever. I'll save here. Yeah, I'm just gonna... see what's up. Hey sis, I made it through your dungeon. Why? So you know the whole truth now, too. Sarah. No. You're the Oni priestess. The Oni made flesh. A creature pretending to be human. Soju, my wonderful baby brother. Stop. I'm sick of this charade. The psycho reincarnation was never meant to give the human soul life after death. It was just a way to absorb the despair humans shed when they die, like grief, hatred, and malice. Reincarnation had nothing to do with preserving life. It was made to protect and nourish your charge, priestess, the Oni. And you contributed so much to it, my dear Soju. You understand now? The Oni feeds on humanity's despair, and yet this very despair is what leads humans to their destruction. Mankind is destroyed by the despair that only existence can create. That's the great irony of this world. The world has been on the brink of destruction for so long, and now this realm is all that remains. But at long last, the final curtain will fall. When the Oni awakens again, humanity will perish, and without humanity, the Oni too will be no more. How peculiar. For the first time, I feel doubt. Should we all fade away? Should we welcome the sweet embrace of the void? Or should we pray that mankind awakens to its own folly and ceases its self-destruction? Soju, I have lived 1,000 lives, but reached no conclusion. But when you split from me, I knew that you would find the answer I seek. If I am the priestess, then you shall be the judge. You have laughed, cried, raged, and been betrayed. You have lived a human life, and so only you can decide. Soju, what is it that you desire? This is not a question of good and evil. Just as your actions have had consequences both light and dark, reality is always a shade of gray. Are the sins of this realm truly unforgivable? Are you as uncertain as lost as humanity? Are you as uncertain and as lost as humanity? Answer me, Soju. You who have walked alongside them, what is your decision? Will you slay the Oni before it awakens and devours this land? Will you choose humanity? Or will you accept that you are part of the Oni and quietly await the day that it awakens to devour the world? Reject the realm and slay the Oni. You can always reload to see this one. So, that is your answer. You reject the beliefs that have guided you and choose instead to have hope in a better future. How human. And I find myself amused by it. Perhaps I have been influenced overmuch by humanity as well. You can be as mad at me as you want. I earned this. I broke this game fair and square. I think that I've hoped you'd make this decision, and that this particular end would come. Watch over humanity in my stead, Soju. My final request. Even still, this must end. Yeah, so last time they had a cutscene like this, I got an achievement for having waited to kill myself. So I'm intentionally waiting before I press the button to continue, just in case there's another one like that. Okay, so here's the actual boss fight then. Let's go, you Oni scoundrel. Oh, really? Oh, man. I hate this. Here we go. None of the things you want to do mean anything. You can't stop me. I am broken. I literally can't die. Even if you manage to deal enough damage to actually bring me down to death, I would just recover. Go ahead and heal. It means nothing. It means nothing. Although, now that it's about to die, like, I am curious if... I'm curious if I'd let it kill me, if I would get a different achievement. There's one last person who doesn't belong in this realm. Good lord. The permutations. The permutations of this. So we need to... I mean, so, like, are there... Like, here's the thing. Like, so if I live, is there a special ending for if I live, and do I get an achievement for that? If I kill myself, does that get me a special achievement? And a special ending? And if I was to have made the other decision... Dang it. I'm gonna pick live and hope that it's the good ending. But it's not time for that yet. I've brought humanity this far. I need to see it through to the end. Oh. So no ending at all. Alright. Well then, Tokyo RPG Factory. I have to say... You guys don't really have your stuff together when it comes to making a story, but you do make a damn good game. I very much enjoyed the parts where I was playing the game, and I was absolutely distraught by the story I was forced to go through in order to enjoy playing the game. This is a game where for quite a long time during this playthrough, I had been very excited about the prospect of making a bunch of lore videos about this game. And the moment that you crapped all over your own lore and setups and storytelling just to throw in unnecessary just twists for no reason. Like it killed any enjoyment I could have had for this story. Because I really enjoyed how this game was at the beginning. Like really, the first half of this game, I was really into the story. And then you ruined it so hard in the second half. I don't understand why you did that. Like, what was the point of it? Why would you want to do it that way? But regardless, the game itself was very good. I enjoyed the progression. I really enjoyed the various characters you gave us access to allow us to make all kinds of interesting builds. Like, like really, the fact that the whole game I had been thinking that Zav was the most broken thing, and I was kind of upset that you let us have Zav from the beginning, where no one else was anywhere near as, like on the same level as Zav for the entire game. And then I put together my Gavad build that just completely shut down Zav and made it that I could be a complete immortal tank that just slams everything around, which is my favorite archetype in all video games. Like, my favorite archetypes go like some kind of like big bonk dude who knocks everything around. Then after that is some kind of Spellblade type character, like a character that dabbles in both weaponry and magic. Then after that is like a melee mage, which is different than Spellblade. Like melee mage, I mean like a wizard who casts all their spells in melee range. Like, those are like my favorite archetypes in that order. And so, so Incredible Hulk has always been my favorite superhero. So anything that gives me that fantasy, I love. And at the end there, I got to make my Hulk build for this game. And I appreciate that. I appreciate that you made your system so deep that I was able to create something that ridiculous at the end. Just an unkillable powerhouse who killed everything without using attacks. My means of murder was projecting my shield. Just walk up to everything, shield bash, shield bash, shield bash. And shield bash isn't even a thing in this game. And of course, your music was good. I like a good soundtrack. I didn't have any issues with any of the tracks I heard in this game. I mean, nothing really stuck out to me all that much, if I'm being honest. Like, there's nothing that I caught myself hearing in my head, while I was working or anything. But, good music overall. The voice acting was good, but like, you really screwed it up on the localization. Like, you need, if you're gonna have ambient VO, like if you're gonna have voice tracks that happen while you're walking around, then there needs to be text that pops up to let people know what it is. Because you only have the one language track for the audio. If you're going to have one language track, then you need to have dynamic subtitles that pop up to let people know what people are saying when VO happens in the game. Like, yeah, there's, you have your subtitles in the cutscenes, but there's a lot of VO in this game that we have no idea what any of them were saying because you don't have any subtitles for them. All of the demons are voiced, and we never knew what any of them said for the entire run of the game. Like, I hope you guys are working on something else after this. I hope that you've been working on your magnum opus. I really hope that you consider the mistakes you made here improvement to move into your next game. But thanks for the game. I appreciate the work you put into it, and I hope to see better from you. Okay, so here's our ending. We'll have our gallows there. Which, I'm not going to be commenting on the story at all. Because, you know, like if you listen to my review that I put in there, like, I am not... like, this, the story... I am numb to the story of this game. I want nothing to do with it at all. You know, I am done with the story of this game. So, like, I'm not going to even comment on, like, what was wrong at the end there. I'm definitely going to use that in my review, though. An ephemeral peace envelops a realm. As long as humanity exists, the Oni will one day be reborn from their despair. When that day comes, mankind will be consumed, and this realm, this world will end. Of course, there's always a chance that mankind will destroy itself before that happens. But whatever fate awaits, that is a story for another day. After the chaos fades, things will be as they were. And in the end, nothing may change. Whatever happens, I will be here watching over the cycle of their lives. He became Batman. And there's our butterfly. Here in the Wailing Realm. A new world. Even I got for that. Bin. Starting a game using save data from a completed game unlocks new areas to explore. Seems fitting that we're going to be putting our completion data in the #1 slot. Alright. We can do this to see the next thing, or we can do this to, I guess, just see what the post-game has for us. After the end, Sanctum of Rebirth. You can now visit a new location, the Sanctum of Rebirth. Beyond the reach of precepts, there you will face battles unlike those you've encountered so far. Aeon Gate. A new portal has appeared in the Eternal Garden. The Aeon Gate enables you to travel freely between Kagachi's time and Soju's. The souls of the lost remain trapped in their respective time until they are freed. Yeah, so Time Warren keeps like a super dungeon kind of thing, I guess. I mean, let's go there. Sanctum of Rebirth. The Sanctum of Rebirth allows you to battle fallen you've previously encountered. Sanctum is divided into levels, each requiring a different number of fallen to be defeated before you can advance to the next. Waystones only appear at certain levels.
世界を変えるか。近くに何かがいるようだ。
Huh. What's up? That's it. It fits the description exactly. It just looks like a big chunk of metal to me, but they say it holds great power. You might be the type who can harness that power. I'll be going now. Thank you for lending a hand. Interesting. There's like a secret demon? Yep. The soul of Demon Jex resonates with Kagachi, becoming his guardian. Jex, a machine who wanders myriad worlds. Jex has borne witness to countless beginnings and endings. The experiences it accumulates become memory and inform each successive action it takes. Jex can use skills of the other demons. In total, it can use 8 different types of skills, shifting seamlessly between them in a battle. It can spend affinity to unleash special attacks. And we never unlocked a, what did I say? We never unlocked a Night Devil skill set. Weird. Does have lore. You can equip and use Aisha's skills. You can equip and use Izana's skills. You can equip and use Trete's skills. You can equip and use Gavad's skills. You can equip and use Dia's skills. Now, applies all of Izana's skills and weapon effects that trigger automatically when using Izana's skills. Applies all of Aisha's skills and weapon effects that trigger automatically when using Aisha's skills. Applies all of Dia's skills and weapon effects that trigger automatically when using Dia's skills. Applies all of Trete's skills and weapon effects that trigger automatically when using Trete's skills. Logistics. Increase the power of special attacks based on the number of times the skill has been triggered. Applies all of Gavad's skills and weapon effects that trigger automatically when using Gavad's skills. 4 seasons. Attack to cancel the delay after shifting. Lock. Form a special attack to cancel the delay after using an attack skill. Prospect. You can equip and use Zav skills. You can equip and use Will skills. You can equip and use Ragan skills. You can equip and use Zephyr skills. Equip and use Lucica's skills. Applies all of Zav's skills and weapon effects that trigger automatically when using Zav's skills. Applies all of Zephyr's skills and weapon effects that trigger automatically when using Zephyr's skills. Applies all Lucica's skills and weapon effects that trigger automatically when using Lucica's skills. Ebb and Flow. Increase attack based on the number of different skills triggered. Applies all of Will skills and weapon effects that trigger automatically when using Will skills. Applies all of Ragan skills and weapon effects that trigger automatically when using Ragan skills. Motivation. Shifting to Jex takes less time. Certainty. Gain attack after shifting to Jex. In all honesty, doesn't interest me. That does not interest me one bit. What is it? It's nothing. Oh.
世界を変えるか変化には敏感になれ
Hmm. Yeah, nothing new. Yeah, I just reset us to before the boss fight. I'm gonna see the other ending. Yep, can't skip it.
なぜ
操縦
サラいや
ああ
やめろ
I don't need to read through and all this. Just need to wait for the decision.
そしでも操縦それはそうねえさああなたの
So defend the psycho reincarnation. See what happens.
そう
You have the strength to follow your convictions until the bitter end. I can't wait to see the darkness that you give birth to.
お願いね
You watch over humanity until the Oni is reborn, Soju.
そう
Was it that I believe? What? That was it? One line? Good lord, man. You gotta sit through the whole end credits again. Can't skip these. Can't fast forward through them. I sit through the whole end credits again. For one line. Yeah. So, while I make it a point not to edit the contents of my sessions, I will be fast forwarding all of this so you don't have to sit through it. A Watcher's Pride. It's the achievement you get for the bad ending. Yep. I am not saving that. Yes. And we didn't even get an actual ending for that. This game. Alright. Now we gotta beat her. And then kill ourselves.
Naze?
操縦
Sora? いや、
ああ
やめろ。
ですがついにそしてでも操縦それはそうねえさああなたのこそうあなたはまるで
Now, an issue here is that we're not like we're gonna have to build up the damage again. Because right, see, we're only doing basic damage right now. Summon your goon. I need to get strong. Thank you. Yeah. More goon, please. Give more goon. Thank you. Thank you for helping.
戦いましょうこうなることを望んでいたのかもしれない私を倒すのではなくてこれはあなたの判断
You are terrible. Oh, I'm back. And I'm sure there's probably another, like, super secret ending for actually completing the... whatever it's called. Whatever the special dungeon is that opened up. But I don't care. I'm just gonna do it right away this time. Yep. Yeah, because the thing is that, like, it's not like I have a problem with like special super dungeons. However, I absolutely hate post-game dungeons that are just post-game dungeons. Like the only post-game content that I have ever enjoyed, like ever, is the post-game of Dragon Quest XI. Because in the post-game of Dragon Quest XI, like it was basically like you didn't actually beat the game until you did the post-game. Like you're like the actual real story, like the actual like real like events that are what you were building towards the entire game don't actually occur until the post game in Dragon Quest XI. Which I know is like a big spoiler thing to say that, but you know, like unfortunately, like a lot of people probably think they've beaten that game because they rolled credits. But with Dragon Quest XI, like you actually do need to do the post game if you want to like really get the full story out of it. But the thing is that, yeah, but it was incredibly enjoyable to do that post game because it was a whole thing. Like you were going on a full adventure to do everything. But like Dragon Quest or Dragon Warrior 7, I hated the post game Dragon Warrior 7, Dragon Quest 6. I hated the post game Dragon Quest 6, Dragon Quest 8. I hated the post game Dragon Quest 8, Dragon Quest 9. Hated the post game. You know, I forget what it's called, like the Sanctum of the Dead or whatever. In Tactics Ogre, there's like a post-game dungeon you can do. I mean, like, it's technically not really a post-game dungeon. You could actually start doing it like right when you get to the final chapter of the game, but it's kind of like a post-game thing, like a super dungeon that you can do, like this like a 100-floor super dungeon type thing. And that, like, I wanted none of that. Okay, so like this is that type of post game, and I don't like that kind of post game, so I'm not gonna do it. There's one last person who doesn't belong in this realm. Humanity is always searching for possibilities, just like Yashan and the others. I believe that mankind can change, and if only doom awaits, at least it will be the doom of their own making. Okay, waiting again. I'm gonna wait a full minute this time. Okay. Where is this? We have to wait. Oh, wait, 30 seconds this time. Okay. Okay, it just goes to credits. Alright. Fast forward through these and posts again, and start talking when we get to what it is after this. Okay, then. Alright, let's see if we get something. A hopeful future. Achievement you get for doing that one. That is going to be it for my coverage of Oninaki. Thank you, anyone who has stuck with me to this point. Like I said, while I was not a fan of the story at all, it was still a very good game. And I recommend giving it a shot if there were some character builds that you personally would want to try out. Since the gameplay itself is very enjoyable. I really like the progression systems and play. After this, I will be moving on to Mortal Shell. I'm sorry, not Mortal Shell. I'm moving on to Chained Echoes. I'll be doing. I decided I'm doing Mortal Shell after Chained Echoes. So, my Chained Echoes videos will probably like that playthrough will start popping up on YouTube around. I'm recording this on March 7th. So my Chained Echoes videos probably be showing up on YouTube somewhere around the 20th, I guess. But that's gonna be it for me. As always, if you enjoyed these, appreciate doing all the YouTube stuff. Like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time. Victus, Virus and Amaris, and bye.